Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be having a bit of a chat. It's going to be an entertaining chat, so if you want to hang around, please do so. We are going to be talking historically today about my history with the Inghams specifically, but also just in general with the channel, you know, because some of you are new and some of you don't know what's gone on in throughout time, right? Some of you are new and would like to know what has happened, and some of you are old, not in the greatest sense of the word, obviously, not old, have been around here a while and remember the good old days, and you might want to reminisce. So we're going to be talking about it so that people just know about what's happened, and just have a little catch up, I think, today, right? I like to have a little catch up. So about, when was it? 2018. Of course it was 2018. It was when the allegations came out, wasn't it? And this is how I started my channel, right? So what happened was, I used to be part of a little community. It's called, well, it's what used to be Tattle. No, the one before Tattle. The old, yeah. Anyway, I used to frequent forums. So they discussed rather, quietly and politely the ins and outs of the Inghams, right? It was entertaining for me. I didn't have much going on in my life at the time. I thought it was quite good, quite entertaining. And then one day Chris did something absolutely out of this world. That's right. He had all these allegations against him, and people were hating on him, and it was really entertaining, and not really entertaining, but it was interesting to see what he was up to and what he had done as all these allegations came out about him, and it was like, whoa, okay, this is whoa. So as you probably know, there was loads of YouTubers doing like videos on him, and it was a big thing, right? Huge YouTubers were talking about him, right? And it was great. But one thing that didn't, because everybody thought that Chris was like this creepy man, right? They thought he was, right? He did a lot of creepy things, and somebody, I remember, suggested that somebody out there should do like a Chris Ingham best bits, if you like, right? Not focusing on the allegations, but just all the things that made Chris, in the vlogs, like all the creepy things that, or perceived creepy things from the vlogs. So I thought to myself, hang on a second, why don't I give that a go? I could do that, maybe. I'll try it anyway. So I did. I went through, it took about a week, if I remember, and I went through all the bits with Chris in the vlogs, and I picked out all the little bits that he was being, what I thought was quite creepy, filming in Isabel's bedroom, hiding under Isabel's bed, etc, stuff like that. So I put it on my first video, and it got like 150,000 views, and I thought, fucking hell, this is easy. This is easy. What are all those YouTubers moaning about? This is fucking easy, right? Very first video. But that was just supposed to be all it was. I didn't intend doing any more than that, except for people in the comments were like, we want another, we want more, and I was like, okay, I'll do another one. So I did another one, and the next one got nearly 500,000 views, and I was like, oh my god, okay, this is the life, right? Isn't it? This is great. I wasn't being paid, by the way, just for those who think that, oh, I must be making loads of money. I didn't get paid for any of that. Anyway, so I carried on doing a few more videos, and they all got decent views. Not as many as the first two, but they were getting decent views. But then after a while, I kind of slowed it down a bit and stopped because I was getting a bit like I was getting hate, right? Okay, hate from all quarters. Chris and famously Jane were coming after me, and it was getting a bit sort of messy, right? So I kind of slowed down. Not that I wasn't like scared off or anything, but it was just like getting a lot. You know, I was getting them and all their little minions were coming after me from all different quarters, and it was quite yeah, intense for a while. So I kind of stopped, and from my own perspective, I started doing. If anybody remembers, I started going live on my channel like every day. I used to go live every morning on my channel, and it was boring shit. It really was boring. Like, I was nowhere near as entertaining as I am now. Right? That's right. I'm calling myself entertaining. Right? I know what you're thinking. I know you're thinking. It's not entertaining at all. But I mean, I couldn't speak on my channel. I was just like really shy. Still shy now, but back then I was like ultra shy. I couldn't talk. I wasn't able to interact with people. The lives were boring as fuck, right? Let's be honest, they were, and I did them for a good few months, so you know, every day, and it was to prove a point because people said that I'd do it for a few days and then give up, but I just thought no. So I had about 20 people maybe a day watching me. Not great. I mean, appreciative of the people that did watch, obviously. But anyway, I still wasn't making any money, by the way. I was still there talking about, I don't know, it's boring anyway. If you watched any of my lives back then, you'll know, right? You will know. It's not me being pessimistic to myself. It's me being realistic to myself. It was insanely boring. Anyway, right, so fast forward a few months, right? And I decided to give the Inghams another going over, right? I decided to get back on it with doing the Inghams, and I started putting together some pretty decent videos, right? Pretty decent. And people started watching again, and they really were interested. So it was great. I was enjoying that. And then what happened? Then what happened was the Inghams had the audacity to do. It was, when was it? 2020. They went on when they first went to Scotland. Does anyone remember? It wasn't 20. Was it 2020? So that was COVID year, wasn't it? They went to Scotland, right? In that little RV thing. Remember the one that they hired? And I covered them basically every single day, and it was great. I basically did reaction videos to them every single day, and people were starting to really watch and pay attention and get into it, which I thought was great, and it was very entertaining. I loved doing the videos. Back then, if you remember, though, there was no voiceovers from myself, so if you can imagine that, or if you don't want to imagine it, go back and watch a few and you'll see what I mean. I used to do my commentary in text form. I don't know why anybody actually watched, to be honest with you, but they did. And yeah, because I was too afraid. I didn't want to put my voice out there. I wasn't confident to do that, and so I did it for like what, a couple of years, a year, 18 months, just with text. So if you had the attention span to watch my videos, then you could watch them, right? And then they did various other things. They went on a road trip around Europe, and I covered them every single day. Remember the one where they got stuck in Spain on the thingy? the thingy. You know the thingy. Don't say you don't know the thingy. Right, the garage forecourt, right, in Spain. That's right. They got stuck there, and it was all very entertaining. This is like the glory period of the Inghams, right, when they were just. It was great watching them. I mean, great in the sense that you know they weren't bad, but they were still entertaining to watch. It was the things that they were doing were just so funny. You know, going the car breaking down, Chris having to run home, Chris racing home against the clock to get to pick up a new car to drive out there to save his family. It was entertaining. It was entertaining, Chris. What's ever happened to those days, right? Whatever happened to them? So yeah, I was covered them all the time, but all the time I was covering them, more and more people were finding my videos and stopping watching theirs. That was the key. So right, I know a lot of people won't agree, but I don't care because I'm right. Sorry. I know. So like Tattle, for example, will say that they are the reason why the Inghams are doing so shit now. I think there's a combination of why the Inghams are doing so badly, right? Fans who were watching them there found my channel and stopped watching them, right? They never ever found Tattle and stopped watching the Inghams. That's not a thing, right? Because I'm on YouTube and the iFam are on YouTube. They find my videos, they watch them, they stop watching Inghams, and they start watching me instead. And so that actually is a thing. And obviously the other aspect is the pure vitriol that came out of Chris and Sarah's mouths. Sarah in particular was ranting every few vlogs, you know, and it's not a good thing, right? Is it? So then their views started to plummet after a while. Obviously didn't help them, their cause, traveling around Europe during the pandemic, because most people were locked away in their houses and couldn't go out, couldn't even see their own family, and yet these were gallivanting around Europe, not giving a damn about anything, right? So fast forward a little bit, and I started doing voiceovers on my videos, which were okay. It took a long time, let's be honest. It took a while to get into it, took a while to get used to it, and it turned out that I was pretty good at it. I think, you know, some might disagree. Isn't that right, Christopher? You disagree, don't you? I know you do. So then trying to think what happened next. 2021, 22. Yeah, it was pretty much a lot of the same stuff that, you know, basically been doing the same thing for a number of years now, about 4 years, 4 or 5 years, non-stop pretty much, just focusing on reacting to Ingham vlogs. And whilst it looks like I'm just hating on them, there is a side thing. Well, not a side thing. The main thing to it is that it's trying to shed light on the child exploitation and everything that the Inghams are doing wrong. But at the same time, I'm taking the piss out of them, and some people get a bit sort of confused because they think that all I'm doing is taking the piss out of them, and that's my goal. That's not my goal. That's just as entertainment purposes, right? But then, which year was it, guys? Which year was it? Was it 2021 with Kayak Paul, right? If anybody doesn't remember or doesn't know who Kayak Paul was, oh my god, you should have been around then. It was absolute stuff of legends. So what happened was the Inghams were on holiday in Loch Lomond, and they were on the loch, and they weren't wearing like life vests or anything for the kids, and it was very dangerous, right? If the kids fell in, then off they go, or up they go to heaven, right? And but there was this guy. He was called Paul, Kayak Paul, right? He ran like a kayak club thing, and he also raised awareness or safety around the lochs in Scotland, right? And he was informed about the Inghams doing what they were doing over there. So what he did, he tracked them down to where they were staying in a caravan park, and he knocked on Chris's door, or the caravan door, and he had a word with them, and all hell broke loose from there on, right? All hell broke loose. And this is why now the Inghams do not film in real time. It's because they now see themselves as being a bit of it's a safety issue that they do that. They should have known that anyway, let's be honest. It wasn't rocket science. But also, they know that if they don't film in real time, then people can't stop them. I think they got fed up of people stopping them at the hotels and stuff. The people contacting hotels that they were staying at and campsites and stuff like that. So yeah, but this was the start of it, and they decided then to not film in real time, and that's why. So that was good, but they did their little iFam did attack Kayak Paul, in the sense of they threatened to kill him and stuff like that, as you do. Proud moment to be an iFam, isn't it, Sarah? Fucking hell. And then around about just after that, they had like a bush rant. If you were around then, you know that bush rants became the thing, the norm amongst Inghams. They were always seem to be hidden in a bush because their theory is that people were able to look at the backdrop. Like, say if they did a clip, or if they recorded something with, like in a hotel or something, people could check out like the curtain fabric and find out where they were staying and stuff like that. So they kept hiding in a bush to do their rants, right? But one of the rants after the Kayak Pool incident was a direct threat to myself, right? Although they didn't say me specifically, but they were saying that people who were coming for them on the daily basis were going to be taken down. They had enough, and they had organised it to actually happen, and they did. They tried anyway. They hired this company, right, who would copyright all their videos, so that if you uploaded their videos, it would copyright it, and the Inghams would get a cut of the payment. Yeah, they didn't try to take me down originally. They wanted to take a cut of the payments that I received. Money is more important than getting rid of me at first. Anyway, it didn't work, but then they upped their game and they decided to just mass copyright all my videos, right? Which was a bit of an issue, right? I'm not gonna lie. Did cause a few problems, right? Because YouTube, they don't like that sort of thing, and they shut my channel down completely. If you remember back then, yep, my channel was gone, right? I was suspended off YouTube because I'd had 3 strikes or more, right? And I had to start afresh on another channel, so I got everybody to go over there, but it was hard going. But in the meantime, I appealed my main channel, and I did eventually get it back after a couple of weeks, which is good because it's got, you know, more potential. But anyway, but so yeah, long story short, there is that the Inghams didn't win. Chris, Sarah failed miserably, like they fail miserably at everything that they try, right? Every single time they try something, they fail because they are failures in life, right? They claim to be the successful, you know, up and coming entrepreneurs, but sadly, no, they're not. And yeah, that happened, and we got back on it, and we've gone from strength to strength there on in, right? I'm not sure if they have anything left in the tank. Chris keeps trying to threaten me now with like not veiled threats, but just shit threats, like, we're gonna take all your money, I'm gonna take all your money, and come in for all your money. I love it when he goes on one of his little late night rampages. It does amuse me. And yeah, that's pretty much it, really. I mean, 1 or 2 extra things have happened, like, you know, Jane spreading the P word around amongst everybody to try and discredit me and things like that. You know, which I appreciate, Jane, if you're watching. You know, love our little tiffs that we have every now and again. You know, Jane has been around in various guises, different troll accounts, you know, throughout the years. She keeps coming back and going away and stuff like that. But she'll be around somewhere, Jane, just hiding in the backdrop of life, trying to protect her grooming husband. Fucking hell. Jane's grooming son. Sorry, Chris, I've got you married off to your mother, which is probably about right, actually, if I'm being honest. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much all that there is. If you would like any more information about what's happened down the years, anything that you don't know about what's happened, or just any information, just ask me. Just comment it down below and ask me. I know it's been a bit of a chatty vlog, but I felt like having a chat, so, you know, what can you do? And some people might have switched off after 2 minutes. Some people might have got to the end. So thank you if you have done. If you have appreciated it, remember to give it a massive thumbs up. Comment all of your thoughts about it down below, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. I bring chatty vlogs to the scene every now and again, particularly when I can't be bothered editing anything, right? So, yeah, I know it's a bit of a lazy attitude, that, isn't it? It's almost a Sarah Ingham attitude. Come on now. Come on, Dougal. Pull your act together. Pull your act together. Get your act together. Pull yourself together. Anyway, yes, thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.